Hey everybody, I just want to speak about something that I spoke about in a previous video, and I talked about coincidences and how things just happen to show up while you're thinking about them, while you're speaking about them, while you're in your thought process and all. And I said in that previous video that coincidences are not coincidences, and the reason why I believe they are not coincidences is because I believe that everybody has this energy, everybody has this power that some people just have not tapped into. And this energy and this power that you have inside of you can help you design the life that you're looking for, can help you get to your goals, can help you realize your career, your finances, where you want to live. It can help you get into all these things. Because when we were kids, didn't anybody ever have an experience when they were kids and somebody was calling on the phone? And back when some of us were kids, there wasn't caller ID, but where the phone would pick up and you just knew who it was, or you knew who was calling. You just had that intuition. You just had that spike of energy that just kind of told you who it was and who was calling, or you were just thinking about that person and they called. So that's the type of thing that I'm talking about. That's not a coincidence. That's just your energy vibrating at the level that it needs to vibrate in order to be able to tap into those things, to be able to tap into that intuition, to be able to tap into that power. And the reason why, like I said, why some of us don't see those type of results in our life is because we don't practice the tools that we need to practice to tap into it. Speaking over our lives, decreeing and declaring a thing to establish it here on earth, and to establish it for ourselves. We got to speak what we want. We have to think what we want, and then we have to believe it with our whole being, with our whole entire being. We have to believe in what it is that we want. And I'm telling you, if you do that, things will start to show up for you. Your life will start to prosper. Your life will start to take a different direction. But the thing is, some of us are so impatient that things don't show up right away, or they don't show up tomorrow. Now, the thing is about living in the now. You are right where you're supposed to be at this moment because you're supposed to get a lesson from it. You're supposed to be able to learn something from this moment. You're supposed to be able to do something in this moment. And then you're supposed to be able to go forward, not keep taking steps back. The only time you really look at the past is unless you need to get a lesson from that and learn from that, and then move forward and quit repeating certain things in the past, because certain things in the past are unhealthy and they're not helping us grow as people, and they're not helping us tap into that energy that we want to tap into, so we can vibrate at that level, so we can start to see results in our life that we're looking for. Because everybody gets frustrated. I get frustrated at times. We all get frustrated that we're not exactly where we envision our lives. But the thing is, we have to constantly work on ourselves, and that's what this channel is all about. That's what I'm all about. Everybody working on themselves, and hopefully I'm giving some information to some people that can use it and can help them retrain their minds, retrain the way they speak, retrain the way they think, and to be able to be visionaries, to be able to see what's waiting for them if they tap into that energy, if they tap into that power, if they start speaking that, I am successful, I can be anybody I want to be, I can do anything that I want to do, and I will succeed. If you just start that's part of it. Just by those words right there, those words are lining up, and the energy is raising up, and you're lining up with what you want by speaking it and then believing it. Believing it means that it exists. It's true. What you have said is going to come to pass. That's the believing part. And let nothing steer you away from that believing part. Because when you start to let things or people or situations, because all this stuff happens, we're human beings, start to deter you away from the life that you want or the life that you see for yourself, then this energy that we've gotten up here starts to decrease and go down here, and then it's so low that we forget how to tap into it. Now, when we were kids had such energy, kids had such imaginations and playfulness, and they could just be able to see things for themselves and show up for themselves. Like, I remember when I was young and I wanted a game system, and I so wanted this game system, and I ended up getting this game system with the games that I was looking to get. Now, kids know how to use their imagination, and it's a shame that when we get to adults, we don't continue to practice that same power. Now, that's exactly what we should be doing, looking to the child in us to be able to tap into that power, to be able to change our lives, to be able to grow our lives, grow our energy, grow our spirits, and do numerous things for ourselves, because creation is happening all the time. Like, for example, you see this painting back here. Somebody created that. Somebody envisioned that. Someone spoke about that. And then they got to the point where they painted it and it became a real thing. So creation is happening just like the light bulb, just like the cars, just like bridges, just like laws, states, and just so many things, the phones, like this, cameras, where you can see people around the world and you can talk to people at the same time. That all started with a vision. That all started with seeing it, speaking it, believing it, and then it showing up. Somebody thought about this. Somebody probably thought about this in the 50s or the 60s, if we could have this type of technology for ourselves. So when you start to tap into that amazing energy, and you know how to raise your vibration, and you know how to tap into the things that were given to us, because God gave us these things to be able to help us on this planet. We just forget how to tap into them and how to use them. If whether you believe in God or whether you don't, I believe in God, or whether you call him the universal, however you choose to worship God. But, utilize the tools that have been given to you, the spoken word, the mind, which is very powerful. There is life in us. There's life in the blood. And look how many things they've discovered, like as far as DNA, we didn't, back in the day, DNA didn't tell us so much as it tells us now. We can go back almost 600 years or even further to be able to discover things in our DNA. So this body is such a powerful machine. It is such a blueprint. Just imagine if we tapped into everything, every bit of mind power, every bit of spoken power. If we just tapped into a percentage of that power and get it at full acceleration, the life that we can have for ourselves. So that's all that I really want to leave you with today, is just tap into your power. Realize that it's there, that it's available to you, and that you can use it to design your life and create the life that you want to create for yourself. You must tap into that power, and you must believe it, and let nothing steer you from it, okay? I love you all. Have a great Wednesday, and I will see you for Faithful Friday.